here. Okay. Okay. Good morning, good
Good
afternoon, good
morning.
evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the fifth overall meeting of Quantum Leap Toastmasters Club. We are honored and thrilled that you have joined us. This is our second post-charter meeting, and just like every other meeting, it promises to be full of excitement and learning. There are a few ground rules that we tend to follow, and we don't necessarily like to talk about controversial topics, offensive topics like sex, religion, and politics that with an intent to offend or bring down any community or any person. And as far as the meeting is concerned, you're all asked to turn on your videos and mute yourself. That will make the whole environment better. And we will request you to keep yourself on mute unless you're asked to speak. Uh, with that, I hand over the charge now to our president, DTM Saif Ali Sheikh. Over to you, sir. Sir, you're muted.
Hello, good
Good
morning, sir.
morning, good afternoon, good evening. Assalamu alaikum around the globe.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. And fellow Toastmaster, it's another day, another morning, another evening that we are together. It's a great time that we are meeting in Quantum Leap, and inshallah, one day we are on the top of the mountain, and we are just raising the flag that we belong to Quantum Leap, inshallah, by God will. Let's have a guest introductions. Let me ask Rosalyn.
Yes. Hi, I'm a guest. I'm excited to be here today and going to be speaking with you. I come to you from beautiful Los Angeles, California. I'm a DTM with Leaders Worldwide, and I brought a couple of my friends here, so I'm glad they came out to support me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rosalyn. Let's move to Anna Mary. You are mute.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Now it's okay.
Okay, great. Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Marie Bonacore. I'm a friend of Rosalyn's, and I'm from San Francisco, California. It's great to be here with all of you tonight.
Welcome to Quantum Leap. Yes, Toastmaster Tan.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Tang and I come from Vietnam. It's yes, morning here, 11 o'clock a.m.
Ooh. Welcome, Tan. Let's move to Toastmaster Danish.
Denise.
Yes, good morning. Good evening. You said
Danish.
o'clock, so I was about to say good morning. It's 8 o'clock p.m. out here in Temecula, California. My name is Denise Valdivia. I'm a friend of Rosalyn. Nice to be here and thank you for having me.
Welcome. Toastmaster Kadir.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning. My name is Kadir Hussain. I am from Pakistan. I'm 32-year-old. I would like to be public speaker. Thank you.
Welcome. You will. Toastmaster Swarna.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Can you hear me well?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's 12 noon here in Singapore, and I'm a member of Quantum Leap Toastmasters Club. So I'm here to do the role of...
my apology, my apology. And let's move to Toastmaster Prince.
Hello, good morning, sir. Good morning, all of you. I am Prince. I am from India, and I am a student. I am pursuing a tourism course from India and want to visit Singapore and Dubai for my career and finally to America. Thank you, sir. And sir, can you tell me please how we join? How can I get your link? Which group you are from?
Okay, we are in the Quantum Leap, and our VP Education will contact you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. If you able to send your WhatsApp link, then I can join in your group. No issue.
Yes, actually, sorry if I'm allowed to interrupt here.
Yes,
I've
please.
already floated the link for our guest group in the chat box. I keep doing so every now and then. So you can click on that link, fill the form, and we'll contact you with the future links and everything.
Sir, which group, sir?
Maybe you should post it again. He might come after
Yeah.
the post.
Yeah. Just keep looking at the chat box of Zoom. You'll see a link for the guest group. So just click on that link, fill the form, and
I am joining now from English meeting. I am joining now from English meeting group.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Just keep a lookout on the chat box and you just fill the form. Zoom chat box. Okay.
Okay, let's move to Mahamadou. Toastmaster Mahamadou.
Hello, you can hear me?
Oh, yes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mohamedou from Mali in West Africa. I just want to be a good English speaker to improve my English with all of you and to meet so many friends all over the world. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's move to. Welcome to the group. Toastmaster Tan. Maybe he is not here. Let's move to Toastmaster Muhammad Hassan. He's a member?
The guest.
Toastmaster Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, good morning, good night, everyone. I'm from Pakistan. I live in the city of Karachi, and my name is Muhammad Hassan. Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome. Toastmaster Jimmy. Toastmaster Jimmy. Toastmaster Sabah.
Hello, I am.
Okay, Jimmy. Jimmy. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, Toastmaster Sabah.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, very well.
I'm so happy to join here today. I am from Pakistan. My name is Sabah, and I want to know more about this club, that how it is different from other clubs, because I'm already a member of 2 Toastmaster clubs. Thank you so much.
Keep continuing the Quantum Leap meetings, and you know the difference.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Nabas.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I am speaking from North India. My name is Nabas Ali, and I am a English learner. I want to speak English language, so I am learning.
Good. You keep continue and you will learn. Toastmaster Zameen.
Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. It is Zamin Ali, Afghan national, but I live in Indonesia.
Welcome from Indonesia, Zamin Ali. Let's move to Anjali. Toastmaster Anjali.
Hi, good evening in Colombia.
Thank you so much.
I'm Anjali. I'm from Colombia.
Oh,
Nice to
bienvenidos.
meet you. Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Divya.
Hi, sir. My name is Divya Chaudhary Vakshas, and I'm 24 years old, and I got this link from English meeting group. So I don't know about it, like what type of meeting are these and what we have to do. So I'm really curious about it. Can you please tell me?
This is Toastmaster meeting, and English is a byproduct in the Toastmasters using in a communication. And the more you will participate, the more English language you will learn.
Okay, thank you, sir. Are there any group to join this meeting regular?
Oh yes, just see the chat box. You will find the link.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
In chat box, we will not find the link. It is the sir form we have to fill up. Sir, what I have to fill up, sir?
You just
Yeah, it's a form. You fill out the form and then you'll
Can
get
you
the link.
address?
Sir, here
ATM
it is written.
can you please address?
Yes,
Yeah,
so
actually,
here
we need certain information from you in order to add you to our WhatsApp group. We are in the process of creating another WhatsApp group that is specifically for guests. And for that, you have to fill the form first, and then we will induct you in that group. So you'll automatically receive all the links and everything.
yes, sir. Here it is written that are you Toastmaster? If so, please note down your club name and number. Sir, we will don't know about your about the club name and number. So what?
So just leave it blank. Leave it blank. No worries.
Okay.
Leave it blank.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
That's good. Let's move to Toastmaster Ahmed Ali.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, sir. So I don't have a lot to know about this thing. There's a friend of mine, Osama. He just forwarded me the link, so I just joined. So I have no clue that what does Toastmaster do. What I know about is that's a speaking club. So it's new for me. I'm here. I'm very curious to see what happens here.
Just keep in the meeting, continue in the meeting. At end of the meeting, you know what Toastmaster is all about.
Thank you, sir.
Let's move to Toastmaster Mahesh.
Sir, I'm also new.
Okay. Welcome to the group. Toastmaster
Thank you, sir.
Eladio.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mister. Good evening here from Peru, South America. Thanks for accepting me in to enter in this group because I'm very happy. My English is now good. Recently, I'm studying my English course.
Welcome to the group. And fellow Toastmaster, let's move to another. Toastmaster Saad, you are the secretary of the club. Is minutes of meeting from the last meeting ready?
Yes, they are.
Please kindly read out.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. So fellow Toastmaster and honorable large audience of guests. The last meeting was the first charter meeting of Quantum Leap Toastmaster Club, which was a massive achievement for us all. We had amazing prepared speeches, table topics, insightful evaluation, and the whole meeting was excellently done. The best prepared speakers, both the speeches were were excellent. So the vote counter wasn't able to break the tie. So we had two best speaker, Toastmaster Kareem Meghani and also Toastmaster As- As- Toastmaster As- Sudarshan. The best table topic speaker went to Toastmaster Faria Iqbal. The best evaluator went to TTM Cynthia, and the best of big three role went to Toastmaster Saira Pervez. And yeah, that's about it. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary. Fellow Toastmasters, is any amendment, addition, or deletion in the minutes? If none, minutes of meetings adopted as to record of Quantum Leap Toastmaster Club. Any business? If none, let's move to our education sessions. And the person I'm calling as a Toastmaster of the day, he is, I'm not going to introduce him because you know him very well. If you are, you know him very well, I'm not going to say any single word about him. And I'm going to wear another cap, and that is a Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Saif Ali Sheikh.
Sir, can you please tell me about what is the name, why you say?
Say it again. I can't understand. Pardon me.
Sir, what is the meaning of Toastmaster? What is that, and why you saying Toastmaster? Means I don't know because it's my first class here. So can you explain me about this?
Toastmaster Prince will explain you at the end of the day, and by that time you will know what is the Toastmaster is all about. Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you very much. So, do you know what is the meaning of gratitude? Any one of you?
Thankfulness.
Okay. Anyone else?
Being appreciative.
Appreciated. Anyone else?
Being thankful for what you have.
Be thankful. Anyone else?
Sir, grateful.
I want bread.
Grateful.
Grateful. See, what is the gratitude? Why we are saying that to pay the gratitude? We are paying the gratitude only for one reason. If someone is helping us by any means, if someone raising us by any means, if someone motivated us for anything, we want to say thank you. Is a thank you is enough? To me, thank you is not enough. If your heart, your souls are involved, your emotions say thank you. Thank you from your heart. That thank you. Appreciate it from the heart. It means you mean it, not just utter the word thank you. It should be come from your heart. That is a powerful thank you. That is a gratitude. So I am going to pay the gratitude to all of you who are here in the meeting from my heart. The reason someone in the place of the morning, someone in the evening, You are just sparing the time, joining together, helping together, motivating together. That is a help, that is a sport, that is a little push that the other is going to uplift. So I would like to pay my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who are here in the meeting. Thank you very much. And let's move one by one, and I'm going to say few words during the time. And my first assignee, first role player is Toastmaster Savarna Kalyan, language evaluator, DTM Savarna Kalyan. Could you please explain the word of the day and your role?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good. The word of the day today is diversity. Okay. The diversity is basically, I have chosen this word mainly because we just celebrated the World Human Rights Day yesterday. So I thought diversity is just apt for today. The pronunciation is diversity, and it's a noun, and it's a state of being. It's a variety. Basically, if you're using it, there are considerable diversity in the style of presentations. And then we can use it as diverse groups. Like today in our meeting, we have a diverse group of guests from all over the world. So that is one way of using the word diversity. And then the other thing is diverse opinions. When we do table topics or when we do speaking, we can have diverse opinions about certain things. So try and use the word diversity. I have it on my Zoom screen. So for you to remember that you can try and use the word. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster DTM Savarna. You introduced the word of diversity. So table topic speaker, please try to use the word of the day, diversity, since we are a diverse group and around the corner from east to west, west and south to north, so many people are in this group. It's a diverse group. Let's move to another assignee, is DTM Talha, is a timer today.
Thank you so much, President. It is my job to time the individual speeches and all the segments of the meeting today. And it will also be my effort to keep the meeting on time, and I will take the liberty of interrupting in between if we are lagging behind time. So yes, right now we are about 7 minutes delayed versus our original time. During the speeches and the table topics and the prepared speeches and the evaluations, I'll be showing the timing cards according to the allotted timing. So the minimum time, I will show the green card. The intermediate time, I'll show the yellow card. And if the maximum time is reached, I'll show the red card. Every time you see a red card, it means that you have 30 seconds to wind up your presentation, whether it's your speech, your keynote, your table topics, or your evaluation. Over to you, DTM Saeed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timer. Let's move to Toastmaster Khurram Saeed. He is wearing the hat of ARC counter.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I am Khurram Saeed, and I'm the counter of the day. I will be taking care of wherever you are saying long pauses, repeated word, filler words. So I'm catching a good eye on all of you. So be careful.
Oh, you are giving the threat. Thank you very much. Let's move to Geek of the Week. How many of you know Toastmaster Cynthia? I think we all know Toastmaster Cynthia. She studied the astrophysics, quantum physics, and cosmology, and a year before she landed on the statistics and economics. When she took an economic classes learning about the Federal Reserve Bank, So be careful. If you need the money, contact Toastmaster Cynthia. Let's listen to Toastmaster DTM Cynthia about the Geek of the Week. Please put your hand together. Welcome, DTM Cynthia.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate being your Geek of the Week. This is my first time and I'm so excited. I'm going to talk about a movie that's called What the Bleep Do We Know? And it's basically, it kind of throws your mind into a different spin. I'm going to post it after. I'll post the trailer for it so you can see what it's all about. It's a scientific movie that talks about law of attraction and energy, and it's a really interesting movie because it makes you think about things differently. That and one of the features is that it talks about Dr. Emoto's work, which is the hidden messages in water, and I talked about that in my keynote presentation, and how putting a label of love or ignore or anger can actually change the crystals in the water. And in my presentation, I talked about how it changed the onions when I had 3 onions that were love, anger, and ignore, and what happened to them after 6 weeks. I also love this story because the main actress is deaf. Marlee Matlin, and she is a deaf actress. And 3 of my sisters are also deaf. They were hard of hearing when they were young, and they progressively moved to deafness. And actually, that's one of the reasons why I speak so clearly, because I had to enunciate for them in order for them to hear me and to read my lips. And so that's why I'm actually one of the easiest Americans for non-native English speakers to understand, because I had to learn how to enunciate and properly speak my words. That's part of my diversity. I love diversity of international and all sorts of kinds of people, deaf, hearing, international, different religions and different ways of thinking. And that's the main reason I love this movie called What the Bleep Do We Know? It will turn, well, most of us, it will turn you upside down and make you think so totally differently. And that's one of the things I talk with God, and God talks back. And he once asked me, he said, "Are you willing to forget everything you know?" And that is very powerful, because when we forget what we know, we aren't stubborn with what we know. We think we know it all, but we let go, then we can see the magic that is all around us. Thank you very much for letting me be your Geek of the Week.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Cynthia. Yes, it's a magic one. It really is a magic. Let's move to our next keynote speech. And the title of the keynote speech, The Technology Behind TED. And the presenter, DTM, Rosalyn Kahn. Please put your hand together, welcoming Rosalyn Kahn.
Hello, everybody. How are we all doing here tonight? It's such a pleasure and honor to be with you here today. And I'd like to begin by going ahead and asking you the following question. Are there any burning questions that you would like to know about the technology behind the TED? And I'll see what I can do to answer them. And then we'll go into my presentation, because technology and I are bestest of friends, and you will soon find that out. Okay, anybody have any burning questions they'd like to know? Come on, don't be shy.
Ma'am, not related to technology only, but I wanted to ask that why is the time restricted to 18 minutes for TED? What's the science behind it?
Well, the science behind the 18 minutes, that is a very good question. Every question is always the best one. Is they say it's an exercise of the mind. If you can learn to go ahead and give a speech that's only 18 minutes, think what else you can do in your life. And everything is orchestrated upon a schedule. Just like at our Toastmaster meeting, we say, we're 8 minutes late, we're behind schedule. It's everything has a time. They have, you know, their sponsors, the first speaker, the second speaker, the third speaker, they have to be after the building at a certain time. The food's going to be delivered at this time. They have to be out of the building at a particular time. And so it makes sure that they can follow in time with everything else that's going and happening, just like in our Toastmaster meeting. Excellent question. Any others? All right.
I have a question as well. As you were saying that you will be talking about the technology behind TED. As you know that technology is advancing nowadays very fast. But on the other side, you know that people are using technology very much and their attention span is decreasing. I was reading a research and it was saying that the attention span of people is now less than 5 seconds. Don't you think that it's a very alarming situation?
Well, I think in our world today, it is very alarming because, you know, if you have to keep your attention span in 5 seconds, you might have already given up on me because I've already spoken more than 5 seconds. But the idea is to encapsulate the audience attention. And so rather than my beginning with my prepared presentation that anything could go wrong, will go wrong, and has gone wrong, I felt that it was important that I began with your burning questions. So if you decided to leave me, at least I got to answer your question beforehand. Any other questions? Come on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Miss. Good evening here in Peru. But I want to say about English language. Yes, because I don't know more speak English because my language is Spanish. No, nowadays English international is very important for me to know everything. But I'm studying English. The reason is I want to help the poor people in my country to teach them everything in English because I love them. For that reason, I want to know more English. Please help me. It's going to be more important for me to know about English. Thank you.
You know, that's such an important thing. And I can tell you a couple things about learning English. And number one, if there's English language radio in the country that you live, listen to that English language radio. There's a beautiful program that Cynthia is involved in. It's Insan Party Conference that gets together online and they help people learn English. A friend of mine told me to go to the council office where people are coming in and practice every opportunity that you can. And the best people to practice with are children at the age of 8 years old. 8-year-old children have a lot of patience and they want to help you and they won't make fun of you. So if you practice with someone who's about 8 years old, they will be the best teacher that you can find. And when I get excited, I talk really fast. So if I talk too fast, just raise your hand, say, could you slow down? I want to make sure I got what you said. Thank you for reminding me of that. Any other questions? Okay, so as I go ahead and begin, I will let you know that I had a prepared presentation and things always go in an interesting way. And so you're just going to have to bear with me because technology always does what you don't want it to go ahead and do. So being that as it may, we're going to see my first slide here. And my first slide I had made, it had a slide and it said it was going to be what is behind the TED Talk and technology. But because technology doesn't work to help me out, it works to surprise me. I will let you know that there's a World Kindness and Gratitude event coming up in January. And if you'd like to know about kindness and gratitude, it's free. And I'd be happy to share that with you. So imagine it says your event, technology, and so on. And that's what you'd see on this slide right here. Now we go to the next slide here. And as we go to the next slide here, it is a question here. And the question I want to ask you is, how many people in this audience that are with me today would someday like to be on the TEDx stage? Can I see by a show? Cynthia wants to be on. Saeed, Ahmed, oh, good, good, good. I see Saeed. Usama, yes, yes, yes. Any more? Let me see. Oh, I see 3, I see 4. Let me see. Oh, Robbie wants to be on that TED stage. Usama, good, good, good. I think we're at the right place then, because I'm going to give you some good information. I'm going to tell you not only about the technology, but how it is that you can get on that TEDx stage. So now that you're all on the edge of your seat and you're not going to be getting up and leaving because it's going to be more than 5 seconds, fasten in, and here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming around the next, oh, that's right, I have to speak slowly. We're coming around the next corner, and the next corner says, this is how the TED can change your life. It can bring you new opportunities that you never could have dreamed of. How many ever imagined of coming to their technology Toastmasters group, the Geek Squad, and learning about the TED? Well, here it is, it's brought to you live in person. It can make you a reputable speaker and bring you other speaking opportunities. So I know as you're all listening here, you're saying, that lady speaks the best English. We're going to have to call and invite her back. It all happened because I volunteered to be here tonight and tell you about the TEDx stage. Now, my young gentleman from Peru, he wants to listen up to this, and the people in India and Pakistan and Iran and everywhere else that we've come to. The beauty of speaking English is when you get to that platform that you get to speak to people around the world, you have the #1 common language that you can make them listen to what you have to say because you've learned English, you've been a TED speaker on the TED stage. The next is it can give you enhancements in your career, clients, promotions, connections. So I can tell you nearly every platform I've been on, they always begin with, this is Rosalyn Kahn, and she's been on the TED stage not once, twice, and 3 times. And it's like a feather I can put in my hat. And I say, yes, I am a TED speaker. How can I help you, please? And most importantly, it can help improve your confidence. Are you guys still with me? You guys still want to hear more? All right, so let me go ahead and continue. So as we continue, I'm going to, include some of the interesting information here that's going to help you on that technological journey here. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to tell you it's a growing experience. Now, when I talk about a growing experience, you see everything you want to happen doesn't always go the way it wants to go. I was sitting here preparing my talk and I had the perfect slide. And the perfect slide wouldn't upload to the place that I wanted. Now, I want you to believe this. When I got up and I gave one of my TED Talks, I had this beautiful PowerPoint presentation, and there was this one slide that I really wanted to show them. And you were supposed to put it on a flash drive is what they used to have. And so I carefully handed them my flash drive. And as I was on the TED stage, and it was time for that slide to appear of the person with scoliosis that one of my students had given me their slide, I had to practice what I told my students. And you want to write this one down in notes. Whenever you count on technology, it's always going to fail. And so you need to speak as though it was there. So imagine behind me right now, you can see a picture of a spine. This is the picture of my college student. And, as I went on and on and on, and I said this in my classroom today as a student couldn't get their slides up, tell us, what would we see on the stage right now? And so when people get to see it, they're like, oh my God, there it is. And the last thing you want to do is turn and look around and say, is it there yet? Do they have it yet? You gotta just believe it's there and speak as though it's behind you. That's rule #1. And everybody thinks it's a walk in the park to get there, but it's a journey. It's a journey. And, you know, in America, we have called a Saturday and a Sunday, and I'm sure in your countries you have different days that you take off. We all agree Saturday and Sunday should be the day that you rest, relax, and retreat, right? Would you guys agree? Yes? Well, imagine if every Saturday, regardless of your religious upbringing, you were at 9 to 12 at a meeting, meaning if you were Jewish, you couldn't go to shul. You had to forget that part of your religion. And then they'd say, if you want extra credit, you could come in on Sunday. That means you have 2 days out of your whole week off that you had. So you've got to be able to make a commitment and realize everything isn't always on your terms. And my timer is going to keep me on alert of where I am on my timing, because I can speak forever. And the beginning questions, they don't count. That was just the warm-up activity. So that the timing began when I started here. And so here's how my journey began. I went from a volunteer to a speaker. And when I got involved in the TED, it's kind of like I had a person who reached out to me that I knew through the American Society of Training and Development. His name was Tom Lenzo. And Tom called me on the phone and he said to me, there's going to be a TED event. Would you like to come? I'm like, TED what? TED who? But I always believe, like Cynthia and Tala bin Ha, that every situation is one that you can learn. There's always something you can learn in each situation. So I would tell you the number one thing is you want to go on the internet when I leave here tonight, and you want to find the TED event that's in your local neighborhood. You're going to go TEDx, and you're going to look for India, and you're going to look for your city or Peru or wherever you come from, and find out where TED is getting involved in your organization. And then you have to do the thing that nobody wants to do. It's called volunteer. That's where you go without getting paid. I know people are getting really excited. If you could turn off your background noise, that would be really appreciative, because you're going to miss out on some important piece of information. And you want to get to know the participants and the organizers, because when I went to those meetings that were on Saturday and I showed up on Sunday, there was one event where all the organizers were there. And years later, I was able to capitalize on that experience, because one of these people called me on the phone and said, would you like to be a speaker on our platform? Oh, of course, sure, I'd love to do that. And then I heard there was a great event in San Diego, and I met one of my greatest mentors, and you can look for him on the internet. His name is John Bates, and he became my best friend. And so when my TED group wanted to have someone who could help them out, I said, oh, I know someone. We can get John Bates. He'll come out and help us. And to this day, I still get messages from him about what he's doing and where he's moved on to. And the key is you want to turn that desire, that hand that was raised, and you want to make it into a reality. And so you never, ever want to give up. My friend Cynthia has a burning desire to be on a TED stage. So she decided she's going to have a TED Talk in our group, World Leaders Worldwide. So if that's your dream, you might want to check out our group, because that could happen for you too. Just wait until that date. So the key is never, ever, ever give up. I used to think that I don't have a sense of humor, but they told me there's another side of me. So I hope you guys enjoy my jokes. Okay. And so I told you that I began from humble beginnings, and it was that humble beginnings that I didn't know what the TED experience was like. But let me give you a picture. We get to this auditorium at a high school, and they had those squeaky wheels, squeaky little metal chairs. And I must have barreled in, and I sat in like the first or the second row. And after the second group of people got up there, I said, that's me. I want to be on that stage. That's going to be me someday. And so I took that vision, and as I left the parking lot that day, I saw my friend Tom, and I said, Tom, how do I get to be on that stage? And he said, well, you show up to Greg's Akpadeka's house next Saturday, and at 9 o'clock, and you'll find out how. And so put on your seatbelts. Here we go. This is what went ahead and happened. Is my time already up? Oh my God. It can't already be up now. No. We've just changed the screen. Okay. Yeah, I have a friend, and we'll talk about that later. I don't want to get sidetracked. And so he said, there are certain activities that you want to do that's going to help you learn about them. One of the jobs is how many people like to investigate the speakers? Who likes to listen and evaluate who's going to speak? Who wants to have that job? Anyone want to have that? Oh, yep, Swarma wants to do that job. Okay. And so, yeah, you know, Tala wants to go ahead and do that job. Another one they have is working with the speakers. Now, I had a vision that I wanted to work with the speakers, but it wasn't until I brought John Bates in that they knew that I was a credible person. And I've probably worked with 1,000 people by now and helping them in their speaking skills, you know. So, you know, it takes some experience. And you know what? There's something even better I got to tell you. Being in Toastmasters gives you an advantage. So for all of those of you who wanted to join Toastmasters, you need to sign up on the bottom line. Oh my God, my time is being expedited. I've got to hurry up. And so they also have social media support, and they have marketing, and they have technical support. Now on the technical support, they're like a timer here, and they know everything goes on a particular moment, a particular time, and so on and so forth. And they have people from the motion picture industry who know the timing. They have people with the sound equipment who know with the sound equipment that they have. And they even have people that have the setup and the cleanup activity. So we're going to have to expedite because I see my time is running out, but I've got some good stuff I want to tell you. So let me pick up my pace a little bit. I might have to go just a little bit faster. We have the timing. And you want to find coaches and mentors. So you want to find someone who can help get you there. You know, after I finished my year of volunteerism, that was a joke, working with Greg, he offered me this wonderful opportunity that he would mentor me. And he had me write out my goals, one of which was to be a TED speaker, was to write a book. And when I got my first TED Talk, he was there. That guy, John Bates, helped me. And when you get on that TED platform, they will assign you a person that's specifically just to work with you to help you go ahead and get on that stage. The next one that we have here is the preparation. Now, the preparation is really important and really key. When I first did this presentation, I must have worked on 10 hours to get these slides just the way that they are. But how many would appreciate the way that the words appear to the left and I'm on the right? You guys think that's pretty cool? You know, it's a 10-hour process, but once you know how to do it, it works. And so it could take you over a year to prepare for that TED Talk. You want to have a coach to help you out, and you want to get a practice arena. And here's the technical experience. You guys write this down. There's a dot. And you cannot like speak outside the box here. I was in this frontier training group and they said, imagine you have a lemonade stand, or maybe in India you have a tea stand, and you have people who come up to your tea stand and they want to get some tea, and you cannot go beyond that stand. Well, that's kind of the technical experience of the TED. So if you're a ballerina, imagine you do your dim plie and your plie and you turn around and you jump. You can't get out of that space because that's where the camera is. You ready for my next bad joke? Okay, ready for the bad joke? They bought a broken camera, and with the camera, it only goes to the right 5 inches and 5 inches to the left. But the reality is they want you to be in the spotlight so that when they take this up to the television, they've got a really clear view. So you've got to make sure that you don't go beyond that space. Now you want to practice. And you want to practice amongst 3 groups of people. You want to practice between your family, your friends, your colleagues, your coworkers, and people who don't know you very well, because practice is really absolutely key. You know, when I practiced my TED Talk, I must have written it over 30 or 40 different times. And then I was in Los Angeles and I got on this point on the freeway, and I called the guy and he said, you got it all wrong. You got to turn around. And I was about to turn around and he said, but wait. I'm going to go speak to someone at the TED Arena, who's the teacher at LA City College, and he's the one who trains people about that. And so with that, he told me to go and do it. When I came home, I downloaded it on my computer. I went across the street and I spoke to the able Americans. We change our language to make people feel comfortable here in the United States. If you don't know what the able Americans are, they might be people who might have a little slower ability to learn. And so I went with them, and I was told when I gave that speech, these people never sat still for anything. But for me, they were on their edge of their chairs and they were listening, and they stood up and they gave me a standing ovation because I was such an entertaining speaker. just like I am right now. And I've got a shortcut to the end, so I'm going to tell you a few other things. You know, when I think of the speeches and I think about people in technology, I want to tell you a couple things. You want to speak about what you're comfortable with. And if you're comfortable with technology, and you could take a non-technological person like myself and teach them technology, you could be my best friend. And put it in a simple words. Like, I remember when someone told me about a file cabinet, and they said a file on a file, like a filing cabinet is a file like you have on your computer. And you want to break it down into language that people can understand. There was a great lady that I had coached in San Juan Harbor up in Washington. You took a boat out there, and we're coming to an end. And she talked about how you could feel the mood of people. And if people were in a depressed mood, the water would be black and still. And if it was in a happy mood, the water would rumble and it would roar. And there's so many more things that I could tell you about technology in a TED, but I got to be respectful for time. So I've got some really good news. If you were enchanted by tonight's conversation, I'm going to do this all over again. And I'm going to give another speech at my Toastmasters worldwide. And you can have an opportunity to hear that. But I want to close it off right now. And remember, everyone has a dream. Everyone has a vision. And with what I shared with you today, how many of you still want to get on that TED stage? Raise your hand. Now I see even more hands have gone up because I've just inspired and motivated you. And I'm going to turn it back over to my timer to make sure that I didn't pass the timing line. Thank you so very much. Only one applause. I only got one applause. Was that bad? Oh my God. I feel bad. Only one.
We are awestruck, actually. Too awestruck.
Thank you.
So don't worry.
Wonderful, wonderful. And, you know, this humble beginning lead to greatness. Powerful presentation. We all learned a lot. And you might find that couple of us is on TED platform in very near future. Thank you very much. So nice of you.
Now, one question.
Please,
I want to make sure I didn't speak too fast. Was my rate good?
See, always the woman, always the pace and the speed is fast. Women utter 180 words per minute, and the man utters only 110 words per minute. So the woman is always speaking fast. I know, I have an experience with my spouse. Thank you very much. So nice of you. Let's move to our next item in the agenda, and I'm not going to introduce because I'm going to catch up some time in between. And our first speaker is Khurram Saeed Chishti. He's attempting motivational strategy level 3 elective project, Connect through storytelling. And his evaluator is GK Ajay. GK Ajay, could you please share with us about his purpose of the speech? And let's move.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Oh, yes, you are.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for confirmation. Today, Khurram Saeed is delivering his speech from Motivational Strategies Path, Level 3, and the project is all about connecting with storytelling. The purpose of his speech is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Timer, please note that the time allotted for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And I wish all the best, Khurram Saeed.
Thank you very much. Please, fellow Toastmaster, please put your hand together, welcoming Toastmaster Khurram Saeed Chishti.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. It was hot, dry, and a sad morning of summer in June. I was in a deep sorrow. Actually, I lose one of my tuitions. And in those days, losing a tuition was like somebody terminate me from my job. Please consider a teenager arranging bread and butter for his family. I was lost in a sorrow, sitting on the side of the road, watching all the cars passing by. And I was thinking, what the hell these guys are doing? How these guys are successful? Why I have a mountain bike and every time the chain is getting off. And then one Babaji, a beggar, passed by. Out of gratitude, I gave him 10 rupees and he gave me blessings in return. Oh child, may you will be successful in your life. Out of curiosity, I asked him, Babaji, how I will be successful? Look at me, look at them. What I need to do? And he said, child, you need to have a special ingredient in your life. Once you have it, it's all done. And out of curiosity, I asked him, Babaji, what is that special ingredient? How I will get it? Once you have it, you know it. And only you can get it. And he moved on. From that day onward, I was hunting that special ingredient. I was asking Babaji or uncle or teacher or preacher how to be successful, what I need to do, and the life moves on. From college, I reached to university. From university, I started my job. And I was the star in university. I started very well in my job. And can you believe, in the first 6 months of my job, I was a big failure. The reason behind is I was following my team leader's style. I adapted his style. Whatever he do, I do. The way he speak, I speak. The way he talk, I talk. And within 6 months, my first appraisal was failure. And then I thought to talk with my dad, which we in our language used to call Abu. So I go to my father and I ask him, and he's a cool guy. I mean, I never saw my late father to take stress of anything in the life. So I asked him, Abu, what to do? How to be successful? And he told me two things. He said, first, son, don't take stress of anything. Stress will not solve the problems. And you need to have a special ingredient in your life. Once you have it, it will be done. And I said, what the hell is this special ingredient? I mean, everybody's saying it, where it is. Once you have it, you know it. And only you can get it. And I was like lost. I mean, what the hell I need to do? I mean, everybody's speaking of it, nobody's telling of it. So life moves on again. But by the way, I like to ask to this house, how many of you want to be successful in your life and you don't know what to do? And you also want that one special ingredient that you see in the stars of the world and you want to have it. Can I see that? Do anybody want to be successful and want a special ingredient? Here you go. I can see some pretty good hands up. My problem solved with one special way. It was 2008 and I was watching Kung Fu Panda. Let me put a plot. Kung Fu Panda, a panda want to learn a Kung Fu. He is the son of a goose, and the goose make the noodles. And when the Kung Fu Panda got the special dragon scroll, when he opened it up, he didn't see anything other than himself. He see himself in a special scroll. And he was lost what to do. I'm just seeing myself in the scroll. But then the goose who's making the noodles, and a special noodle who was the most famous noodle in the whole valley, he tell the secret of that noodle. He tell to the panda, there is no special ingredient. The special ingredient is yourself. You are the special ingredient. And then he understand what is the special ingredient. And ladies and gentlemen, I understand what is the special ingredient. I am the special ingredient. I'm the one who can make it happen. And then from that day onward, 2008, my first visit to Italy was 2009. Till now, I have visited almost 20 countries around the world. I am the regional director of MEA, Middle East Continuous Improvement, because I understand one thing: with the grace of God and my parents' prayer, I understand I am the special ingredient. Here are the key takeovers. Two takeovers I will give you today. The special ingredient is you and your own self. You need to trust. You need to trust your will. You should never give up, and you continue to go on. And the most important takeover from today is you can learn things from anywhere. A kid's cartoon is a good one. A good action movie is a good one. So ladies and gentlemen, for being a special ingredient, you have to understand you can learn it from anywhere. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Sir, you're on mute.
Thank you. Now I'm on mute. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Khurram, Saeed. And once again, my gratitude that you share with us the special ingredient. And the special ingredient is you and yourself. Let's move to our next speakers. And our next speaker is Toastmaster Saira Pervez. And to evaluate her, Toastmaster Khurram Rizvi. Khurram, can you please share the purpose of his speech?
Excuse me, sir, sorry. If I may interrupt, we are supposed to have the evaluation and commendation and recommendation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. See, here's come the great peoples. So may I request Ajay, DTM Ajay, could you please take the lead of evaluation?
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Good morning, Khurram Saeed. It's a wonderful speech. And I would like to evaluate your speech in 3 segments. The things which I like, that's the first thing. Second thing is the areas of improvement. And the third part is summary. Now let's begin with the things which I like from your speech. You started your speech by explaining how you felt when you missed that tuition. So you started very slowly explaining the surroundings, your inner feelings. So that hooked my attention, and I started paying attention towards your speech. And on a lighter note, at that young age, you have 10 rupees to give it to Baba, but at that age of mine, I don't have that much pocket money. Thank you. And coming to the evaluation part, you have many turning points. Like, for example, when you say, after 6 months in my job, I thought you were successful, but you once all at a time said that I'm a big failure. So that also got my attention, like what caused that failure. And I like the 2 things which your father has told you, like don't take stress on yourself and have a special ingredients. Yes, and so these are the things which I like in your speech. As you all know that every coin has two sides, okay, and so in order to develop in Toastmasters, we should have areas of improvement as well. But I have a couple of recommendations for you. Sometimes what I feel is you are speaking to third person. So for example, I am talking to the audience, okay, but sometimes you're talking to your father, okay, that's the second person. But when you are saying that what is that you are saying like this, what is that special ingredient, I felt that you should speak to the audience, what is that special ingredient. So that is the part which I wanted to improve in your speech. And I also wanted to request you to see the camera area range. Sometimes you're moving to your left side, sometimes you're moving to the extreme right hand side. So center yourself and then deliver your speech. And these are the two recommendations which I wanted to highlight. If you like, you can implement in the next speeches. But overall summary, I enjoyed your speech, especially the body language, the voice modulation, the energy levels which you displayed in your speech are awesome. So thank you so much. And I wish all the best for your future speech projects. Thank you.
So may I request Toastmaster DTM Saif Ali Sheikh to comment on this. Where is it? Talha bin Ahmed, Toastmaster Talha, for commendation.
Thank you so much, DTM sir. Thank you so much for that beautiful speech, Toastmaster Khurram. And I have plenty of commendations, but I'll mention here only one. My one commendation towards your speech is how expressive and open you are in your communication, and especially when you're telling stories. That openness and that purity of expression that you bring with your speeches and stories, that help them to actually make a much greater impact. So congratulations on that. Not all of us are that much open and willing to express ourselves. Even I struggle with expressiveness quite often, but you are already there. So congratulations on that. Over to you.
Thank you very much, DTM Talha. Let's listen from the Sudarshan. DTM Sudarshan, please give the recommendation to Toastmaster Khurram.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, first of all, what a story. A Babaji on the road stating something and turning it for Toastmaster Khurram. That is the kind of story that we really need to listen to first thing in the morning. Now, since my task is that of providing recommendations, let me try and share a couple of instances. First and foremost, every story, whether it's a life story or a movie story, needs a point of climax, needs a point of turn. And that is something that Toastmaster Khurram can work on, because this was a person in the depths of despair who, by the words of a benevolent soul, turned his life around and became a high flyer, literally. And to that extent, I would have preferred to listen to the emphasis on how the turning point was achieved. And the second could be, if Toastmaster Khurram could achieve what he did, what can you and I do? Is there a takeaway that he wants to leave with us, saying you can also do something like this? That will make a tremendous difference. Overall, though, I love the story, I can relate to it. And of course, the genuinity with which it was delivered was simply outstanding. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Sudarshan. And I would like to say thank you to all the team of evaluators for Toastmaster Khurram Saeed. And let's move to our second speaker. Second speaker, she is already standing from the last 5 minutes outside the home. Toastmaster Saira Pervez. She is attempting a project from the Path Strategic Relationship and Level 3 elective project, Understanding Vocal Variety and Elasticity of Time. And to lead evaluator for her is Toastmaster Iram Rizvi. Could you please read out the purpose of her speech?
Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everyone. So my speaker today, Toastmaster Saira Pervez, is going to perform her project of level 3 electives, understanding the vocal variety, and she's going to implement the vocals and the varieties in her speech and entertain us. All the best, speaker.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Iram. Let's, fellow Toastmaster, put your hand together. Welcome Toastmaster Saira Pervez Khan.
वक्त की कैद में जिंदगी है मगर वक्त की कैद में जिंदगी है मगर चंद घड़ियां यही है जो आजाद है चंद घड़ियां Really? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the lyricist of this song describes his point of view that life is a slave and time is the master. Time does provide but a few moments to life to consume and to accomplish. I disagree. To the extent that the span of life is very limited, there are no two ways about it. But does time really provide us only a few moments to accomplish something in life? That is where I differ. Just as the proof of pudding is in the eating, the value of time is in what we accomplish during our lives. How many times have we heard people saying that my day was very lucky today? I was able to accomplish so much. I was able to spend such a quality time on a holiday. And then we hear counter impressions as well. Today, my 8 hours at office were just useless. I could have taken a leave. My holiday was just a disaster. So why does all of this happen? Why, oh why? Dear me, I cannot prepare the breakfast today. I do not have time. Yes, Aisha, I was about to call you. I do not have time to attend the get-together. Sorry, DTM Talha, I cannot take any role this week. I do not have time. Why do I always find myself uttering such statements? Don't we see people like Warren Buffett and Elon Musk and Arfa Karim, Edhi, all of those who have made their names? Did they have more than 24 hours in their days? They all had the same limited time. But were those moments few for them? They were able to make so much out of those moments that were granted to them. Why can't I do the same? For this, we need to understand that how did they accomplish it? What was that ingredient using which they were able to stretch their time? I believe, just as our friend, Mr. Khurram just explained, that the ingredient is ourselves. With our motivation, with our discipline, I can counter all of these situations. If I am not lazy and I wake up early in the morning, I can always prepare the breakfast. If I am able to manage my time well and I complete my other tasks early in the morning, then I can probably give some time for a get together in the evening. And if I am a bit more organized, I can probably grab the opportunity to take roles in every meetings. And mind you, this is not to self-depreciate myself. I have a contest of tall tales at 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. I'm here giving a speech in this club. And that is because I'm interested to speak in this club. So wherever there will be interest, I'll be able to manage my time. That is the crux. And that is why I say that I disagree with that lyricist. I believe that time is elastic and it can be stretched proportional to our motivation, our discipline, our spirit, our willingness to contribute for any cause. I believe that time is a slave and life is the master. I believe that time is a toast and life is a toastmaster. Thank you.
You're on mute, sir.
Man, here's the old man who always forget to unmute himself. And absolutely, time is the Toastmaster. Let's hear from Toastmaster Idam Rizvi, the performance of Toastmaster Saira Pervez.
Good morning. So my speaker today, Toastmaster Saira Pervez, has taken us on a journey of elasticity over time. He has very smartly brought up a song in the beginning to capture us. And she took a song which majority of the audience could understand. And I really wanted to hear it further. So my dear Toastmaster speaker today, I'm going to go ahead telling you the points that I really loved about your speech. I already said I loved your opening. I like the part that you brought a song that we literally, all of us who are Urdu speakers could get it. Number two, I love the fact that the song was driven completely in your speech. And most of us will bring a quote or a song or something that we agree with. But you did something different today. You disagreed with it. So you took one of my favorite songs and now gave me a different meaning that, no, this is not right. And I have to fix this thing here. So bravo on that for being different. And I love when my speakers are different. So two things over here that I really loved. One recommendation that I would really love to give my speaker today. Her objectives was about vocal variety. And I think the speaker did have a couple of places to do that. But sometimes when we are standing outside, we're not in a closed room, we're not in our probably a comfort background. Sometimes we don't open up. So I would give her that excuse, but I would tell her the places where she could have done that. I love the fact that she brought some examples in the middle. She even picked up a phone and she tried saying that, ATM Talha couldn't come in. A man would say that I had a great day. And a lady would, or somebody would say that, my day wasn't great. If I was the speaker, I would say, so in the morning, my boss said, what a brilliant day we're going to have today. And by the end of the day, I said, ugh, it was such a busy, long day. In the morning, my mother said, don't you guys have any other work to do except asking me to make aloo parathas? I'm too busy for it. And in the evening, my husband would say, John, where's my third cup of chai? So I would love to see those varieties coming up because that was the whole idea of the speech. And I also love the fact that when you were closing, when you brought the toast is the Toastmaster, again, I would like you to say that, so there is a toast and a Toastmaster. Because that's funny, come up with that. Because I love the fact that the lady was using the pauses she did in the very beginning when she said, with this song, I disagree. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. So all in all, my dear speaker, I love the fact you brought in a song that connected to most of the people here and you translated it for the others. I love the fact that you went against it. You were not really commending it. And I love the fact that you had wonderful pauses and you got me there in the beginning. But I would recommend bring the vocals, bring characters, rather than saying somebody, bring in a name, bring in someone and turn a bit and open that up. You just sung, you have that. My voice is down today, yours wasn't. So all in all, looking forward for great speeches further. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Era, and excellent feedback you had given to our speaker, Toastmaster Saira Pervez Khan. And let me ask DTM Saif Ali Sheikhs to comment. Toastmaster Saira Khan, you was calm, composed, and confident throughout your project. That reflect that you spent some time and prepared the speech thoroughly and practice with your husband. Am I right? One thing I like the most, the smile on your face throughout. And I suggest you keep smiling and spread the smile among the humanity. Now may I request our Toastmaster Cynthia, DTM Cynthia, for the recommendation of her project. DTM Cynthia, you are here with us?
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was on the docket for a recommendation.
Okay, even though you don't know it, but you can do it.
I don't have anything to say. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me let me do the recommendation 2 also, as already said by Toastmaster Aaron, but I will suggest the movement was very limited for you on since you are outside and you have plenty of room to move from left side to the right side and front to the back. So in next your project, try to capitalize the movement on the stage. By this, my recommendations are over and move to our third speaker, Toastmaster Mubina. She's attempting innovative planning, level 1, project 2, evaluations and feedback. Walk your way to. And to evaluate, lead evaluator for her is Toastmaster Osama Ali. Could you please read out the purpose statement?
Thank you so much, DTM Saif Ali Sheikh, for giving the stage. So our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Mubina Rauf's purpose statement is, the purpose is for the project. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply that feedback to a second speech. I wish best of luck to Toastmaster Mubina.
May I request fellow Toastmaster, please put your hand together, welcoming Toastmaster Mubina Rauf. Over to Toastmaster Mubina Rauf.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. If you're in a bad mood, go for a walk. If you're still in a bad mood, go for another walk. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. A couple of years ago, I didn't feel well and I went to see the doctor. He made me run through different tests and I came to know that I was at the risk of getting diabetes. I was devastated. How can it be, doc? It's not in my family. Diabetes is genetic. And my parents, my grandparents, nobody had it. How can I get it? Maybe they didn't live in the kind of stress environment that you live in, said the doctor. Okay, so what can I do to reverse it? You have to reduce your weight, by all means. Only then you can reverse this condition. Cut fat, sugar, and go for walks. So I started doing what the doctor said, trying to cut sugar and fat and going on long walks. I read somewhere that walking is more beneficial in company. So I asked a friend who lived close by to join me, and she happily agreed. The best part of these walks, these long walks, were hypermarkets on the way. And we religiously visited them almost every day. And never to miss any discounts or special offers on our favorite things, like my favorite cookies on half price, Diet Coke on discount, and the paratha packets were always on a special offer. Buy one, get two free. So what do you think happened? Of course, my weight went up and I got more risk prone to diabetes. And the next time I visited the doctor, he prescribed a medicine for pre-diabetics. I came home dejected and miserable. My husband asked what had happened, and I related my story. He said he could help me if I stopped walking with my friend. How? Well, we will change the route of your walk and you will feel the difference. Okay, I said. And I started again on an actual walking track where you walk without any shopping options. And that is when I started feeling the true benefits of walking. The first thing I noticed was that I felt less depressed and fatigued, less fatigued. My pains and aches vanished, and I started procrastinating and forgetting less than before. This led to considerable improvement in my efficiency and input at work. Maybe because I don't feel perpetually tired now, so I'm more attentive, and there is a free flow of ideas that I can work on continuously in that same old boring office. I wondered how this happened, and then I did some research. And I found that according to psychologists, a 10-minute walk might be just as good as a 45-minute workout when it comes to relieving the symptoms of anxiety. My doctor had told me that regular walking will curb your sweet tooth. I didn't believe him, because I firmly believe that my sweet tooth controls me. So it can't be the other way around. But the doctor was right. I have been able to tame my cravings of sugary snacks. No more gulab jamuns, no more gajar ka halwa, nothing. I don't feel like having it in the amounts I used to have before, thanks to my long walks with my husband. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to improve your efficiency, your memory, your performance, and especially your health, walk your way towards these goals. But do remember, no hyper stores on the way. Back to Toastmaster of the Day.
Sir, you're muted, sir.
See, I told you I'm the old man and always forgetting the things. So no superstar on the way. And by this, I request Toastmaster Usama to please take the lead for evaluation for Toastmaster Mubina.
Thank you so much, DTM Saif Ali Sheikh, for giving the stage to evaluate Toastmaster Mubina Rauf. It was a very, very powerful message delivered by her. Walk your way too. You know, in this hustle and bustle of life, we are very busy earning money so that we can get a good lifestyle. We can have a good car, a good house, and we can feed our family well. But we forget that all this is only happening if we are fit, and we are least concerned about that. Especially, I would like to say about the people in South Asia, where I would like to tell my personal story. I go to walk daily, every day, around 5:30 to 6 a.m. in the morning, and I see old people going over there, people in the 40s and 50s, and the generation of my age, who's in 20s, is sleeping at that time. That's a very alarming and sad situation. The title of the speech, Walk Your Way To, was very tremendous and amazing. I would like to give a huge round of applause for that. And the way Toastmaster Mubina Rauf started, it was very great. It grabbed the audience attention. And her body language, especially her one sentence, 10 minutes walk equal to 45 minutes exercise, can relieve the anxiety. It's very great how he had explained that. It was very amazing. Now coming towards some of the recommendations on which you can say that these are the stretch goals on which Toastmaster Mubina Rauf can work so that she can deliver a more better and more great project. It was looking like that Toastmaster Mubina, you were a little bit serious during your speech. I think a smile can make it a more better one. So next time, please have a good smile on your face so that you can look more better. And although I was seeing that you were doing hand movements, but the hand movements were not being able to view in the camera. So please have set your camera so that we can see your hand gestures, your hand movements.
Over 142 countries across.
So all in all, the project was great. The story was great. The message was great. And some of the stretch goals that you have to work on, your hand movements, and you have to have a smile on your face. I wish you best of luck for your next project. Over to you, our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Osama. And may I request DTM Ajay to give the commendations for her project.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, Toastmaster Mubina. Your speech is all about walking. I think you are a walking wanderer, and you have given us a lot of unknown facts about the walking, the benefits of walking. And by the way, I wanted to mention that I just completed 10 kilometers of my walk early morning before joining the meeting. But I walk alone, not with my wife or with anybody. I walk alone so that I can go as much distance as I can. So thank you so much, and wonderful to know about the beauty of walking. Thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day, sir.
Thank you very much, DTM Ajay. And may I request Toastmaster Swarna, please give the recommendations to her project.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Mohina, for me, I would say I have so many positives in your speech than recommendation. But if there's something that I just want to tell you to work on, as our main evaluator said, we would have loved to see your smile that we see just now on the screen. Okay. And the second point is that I somehow felt you were reading something or you were looking somewhere. The trick on presenting online is not to look at the screen of people below us, but to look at the camera, a small pink drop there that is there. So that is the trick of presenting online. And maybe you can practice to see the camera so that we feel that you are looking at us and not somewhere else. So that is a recommendation that I would like to give you. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Savarna. May I request timer for the speakers and evaluators took the time?
Yes, I will just report that all the speakers and evaluators were within their allotted times. And shortly, a poll will be floated, and all of you can vote for the best speaker and best evaluator.
Fellow Toastmaster, do you know where we are today, where you are today? Who contributed in your life? Maybe the parents, maybe the sibling, maybe teachers, maybe the colleagues. Have you said to them, thank you, mom, thank you, father, thank you, brother, thank you, sister, thank you, teacher? This is the prime responsibility on us, that we must have to pay the gratitude who contributed in our life. So just give me the promise that you will say thank you to your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your colleagues, your mentors, your coach, your fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, fellow Toastmaster. I really learned a lot today from the speakers, from the evaluators, from the keynote speaker, from the Geek of the Week. I appreciate your efforts. You spent the time, but we get the cream of your time within a limited time. For example, Khurram maybe spent 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks for his project, and we got the cream within 5 minutes. Thank you, Khurram. Thank you, Mubina. Thank you, Saira. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Rosalyn. So nice of you. So let's move to our next segment of the the meeting today. DTM Sudarshan, we are short of time. I request you to focus up to the 4 speakers. Thank you. Over to the DTM Sudarshan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Saif Ali Sheikh. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. And if there is any other time zone that you are in, good that time zone as well. Let's get cracking with our table topic session. There is a saying which goes something like this: if you need to raise your hands, let it raise in gratitude. If you need to raise your voice, let it rise up in prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, that being the theme of today's meeting, I have chosen table topics pretty much of the same kind. And I'm going to share my screen right now. Just let me know by show of hands if you are able to see my screen. Yep, perfect. So I have chosen a few topics which are in line with the theme of the day. The first and foremost, let me explain the rules of engagement. Every Toastmaster and guest is eligible and invited to speak. You may put your hand up or you may just shout your name out and say, I would like to speak. You will need to speak for a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes with 30 seconds of grace. As you speak, our timer will indicate the elapsed time. At 1 minute, the green light or the green card will be flashed. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, yellow or amber will be flashed. And at 2 minutes, the red will be flashed and it will stay on for whatever duration that you speak. Your time begins the minute you either make a gesture or utter a word. But more than all of these rules, the one big rule that I have is you gotta have fun. Once you come up on stage, make sure that you are here to have fun. And one of our guests, Toastmaster Muhammad Zain, was asking, when will my time come? Your time has come, my friend. If you're still in the meeting, you can be the first speaker. But just so you know how it goes, I'm going to call upon someone who's a slightly more experienced Toastmaster, someone who's been in the program for a while, to come and take the first topic. So if there is anyone that's willing to volunteer, please come forward. Else, I will call out based on what I know. Sorry, someone said.
I think DTM Rosalyn volunteered first.
Fabulous.
Sorry,
DTM Rosalyn, are you still here?
I like to make a warm welcome when I come in, so I am still here.
Awesome. So I'm going to give you the first topic, if technology permits me. Yeah. And your topic includes a word, a person, and a color. What I would request you to do is to incorporate all these three elements in your speech. So the word is grateful, the person is Nelson Mandela, and the color is pink. The stage is all set for you, Toastmaster Rosalyn.
Okay.
Your DTM.
Well, you know, there's one thing about me, and is I always believe in every day of being grateful. You know, we never know when our time has come, and if we begin every day with gratitude, thinking of how blessed we are with all the things that we have. And I think what happened with Nelson Mandela is he had a time behind bars, if I'm not mistaken, and it was his time behind that he became a truly more humbled human being that appreciated each and everything that he experienced. And to me, when I look out at the sky each and every day, I am so humbled. I remember I was in a car with my friend Anna Marie, and as we were driving and I was on some conversation, I looked out at the window and I couldn't stop taking a picture of those beautiful pink clouds, because there are so many amazing things in life that we have to be grateful for. If nothing else, on the worst of the day that you have, look up at the sun, look and see it setting, see the beauty in a flower, be grateful for what there is in life, and read one of the proverbs from Nelson Mandela, and that'll put you back where you need to be, seeing the life as great and beautiful as it can be. This is Rosalyn Kahn, thanking you for that beautiful terms that I could go ahead and speak, and gratitude beyond words. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you very much. I can see a hand raised up by Toastmaster Khurram. Is it right for me to call her because she's been a role player? I would prefer if there is someone else who's not a role player that can come forward. Anyone else? Any guests that would want to go for it? Farhaz Farooq. Thank you. I guess you're a Toastmaster as well?
Yes, indeed I am.
Yeah, perfect. So Toastmaster Farhaz, for you the word is thankful, the person is Abdul Sattar Eidi, and the color is blue. I am assuming that you know who's Abdul Sattar Eidi. So the stage is all set for you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Table Topics Master. Dear Toastmasters, guests, living a life that's being thankful is probably important, not probably, it's really important, and I will probably take a dip into what my personal religious beliefs hold. There is a saying that says a person who's not thankful to human beings is not thankful to God. And I would base what I'm saying on this. You really need to look at what good that has happened in life, and the sources of that good generally would point towards one or more human beings. And in this context, how would we express our thanks to the human beings is to help back in return. In helping back in return would give us that satisfaction that we have actually done something to our fellow humans, whilst at the same time also being grateful. This brings me to the beautiful life of Mr. Abdul Sattar Eidi, who's sadly no longer with us. He's a gentleman who was at the forefront of helping humanity, helping humans, to the extent that he became a global role model. Now, to me, a Sri Lankan who's seated over here in Colombo, I know who Abdul Sattar Eidi is, mainly because of all the great service he did. And to that, I am thankful to him. To that, I'm thankful to God for having blessed such a person in our lifetime. And in that sense, we try to apply a little bit of what he did to perhaps in my life. Now, how would I connect this to the color blue? I have absolutely no idea other than to say I'm wearing a blue t-shirt today. Blue happens to be my favorite color. And for some reason, I love this color, and I really don't know if Abdul Sattar Eidi also loved blue. But hey, there you go. I brought the blue concept in. Ladies and gentlemen, just one final message. Be thankful, because the only way you can be thankful to God is if you are thankful to human beings, and let's emulate the lives of great people that we see. Over to you, Mr. Tabletop Master.
Thank you very much. I have one for us. Next up, I can see a hand raised up by Suhail Khan. Suhail, if you're ready to go, I will give you your topic. Can you unmute yourself? You are still muted, but let me bring the topic up on screen. The word is happy. The person is Mother Teresa, and the color is yellow. Word is happy, Mother Teresa, yellow. Toastmaster Suhail Khan Mahsood. Stage is yours.
Okay, sir. Like topics that we or self topic we can't discuss here, sir.
Sorry, can you repeat?
So, like I have prepared myself topic, like we can't discuss that one.
No, at this point in time, you will have to speak on the topic I am giving you. If you were to deliver a speech, then you can definitely bring your own topic. But right about now, this is the topic that we'll have to speak for over 2 minutes.
Okay. So please repeat me the topic. What is
The topic, you have to use the word happy, the person Mother Teresa, and the color yellow in a 2 minutes speech.
Okay. So like I don't have such like great knowledge about this, so I will give preference to the word mother. So mother is, like we can say, great personality here in the world. Hey, so I'm here for the first time. So I'm not a good speaker, but I'm trying to put my potential best. About Mother Teresa, I don't have any, we can say, excess knowledge. So I will give preference to the personality of mother. Mother is the personality. Mother is the, we can say, the person in our family that is especially for the children, they the mothers, like they do their potential best, and they um, trying to well adjust them. And so I'm apologize today because I'm new here, so I can't prepare something, but I have my own topic, so I can deliver that like in a proper way.
No problem. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Suhail. You said you are not a good speaker. No, I agree. You're not a good speaker. You're a great speaker. All you need to do is to keep speaking.
Okay.
We, as per our Toastmaster of the day, have time for one more topic. And Anna Marie, I think you raised your hand. Would you like to go? Yep. So if you can unmute yourself, I will give you your topic. The word is joyous. The personality is Mahatma Gandhi. The color is white. Joyous, Mahatma Gandhi, and white.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. It's always important to have a joyous attitude, and we could certainly learn to stay positive and have a joyous attitude from somebody like Gandhi, because he was the most nonviolent person, one of the most nonviolent people in our history. And that's such a positive thing, is to stay nonviolent, even when you're under so much pressure and you have so many things coming at you at once. It's so important to not allow yourself to get frustrated to the point where you have ill thoughts of others. It's important to keep that joy in your heart, to keep love and patience inside of you. It's very important that we stay pure, like the color white. And I always think of white roses or white clouds or something that is white. I have a small dog who is white. I have seen a lot of small white creatures in my life. I used to have a rabbit that was white, and there's something pure and magical about white things. They have a lot of joy in their hearts. And that's very similar to how Gandhi handled the violence that he was dealing with during his time, and how he took a nonviolent approach and overcame the war and all of the terrible things that were happening in his country with nonviolence, without firing a single shot. And when I think of stories like this, it just makes me happy and makes me believe that in all of the different things that we do, whether it's in business or getting from A to B in our days, if it's having a lot of traffic on the road, or maybe you have somebody in your life who is difficult to get along with, somebody in your work, or somebody that you've crossed paths with, might even be a family member. And you can keep a positive thought for that person instead of getting angry or being critical of them. Maybe have some empathy and understand what they're going through. And the less stress you have about these kinds of conflicts in your life, the more joy and purity you will welcome into your heart. And it will be a better society for all of us, just like the society that Mahatma Gandhi tried to build.
Thank you very much. Mr. TMOD, I think there is one guest who's raised her hand from Vietnam. So given that it's a guest, can we take that one last topic?
See, we are already at 10:51. The general valuations and the conclusion is there. We request our guest that we are going to call you in the next meeting, hopefully. Keep joining us in the next time.
Thank you very much, TMOD. Ms. Wang, given the lack of time, we'll not be able to take it today, but in the next meeting, we'll definitely have you speak. At this point in time, could I request our timer to please share the time taken by all of our speakers so that we can vote for the best table topics speaker?
Yes, thank you so much, Table Topics Master. I'll just be brief and report that all the speakers were within their allotted time, and I'll be floating the poll soon.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the conclusion of the table topics. I will now hand the stage over back to our TMOD to take the meeting forward. Back to you, Toastmaster Saif.
Thank you very much, Mr. Table Topic Masters and fellow Toastmasters. Did you enjoy the table topic? Oh yes, is absolutely innovative idea. And let's move to the general evaluations. And the general evaluator today, we have the Toastmaster Saad. Shoaib, you have 5 minutes to complete your evaluation, please.
Wow. So much pressure. Okay. So fellow Toastmaster, honorable guests from all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon. And also good evening to you wherever you might be in the world. Let's get right into it, and I would like to call our role players. First was the language evaluator who was DTM Savarna. So over to you, DTM.
Thank you very much. Just give me a minute. Let me share my screen. Hello, everyone. Back again. Coming to the language evaluation today, the word of the day was diversity. I realized that we were not aligned with the theme, but I gave in the word a little bit earlier than when the theme was arrived. Okay, so I only heard our TMOD say diverse group. The rest of them, I really didn't hear. If I didn't, I'm sorry about it. Okay, now let's go to the keynote speaker. Fabulous speaking, of course, you know, TED speaker. So nothing much really I can say about it, but there were some things that we all can take back from her speech. And that was the way she used language. And she used rest, relax, retreat. I think that was lovely. Try it. And also starting with the same letter R. So a bit of alliteration there. And then walk in the park, you know, to say that it's easy, or it's like, you know, when we want to say that it's easier to just take it. So walk in the park was a nice way of using it. Not everything is in your terms. I thought was that comes in when you're trying to say that you want to do something, but it doesn't work out the way. And humble beginnings, that was her, I would say, a lot of humility when she says that I'm coming from a humble beginnings. Took that vision. So when she talks about how she speaks and she wants to be there on the stage, it's like as a took the vision means that you take that impression that you saw there and you want to go forward in life. So it was very well picturized in the way she put it. Okay, put on your seatbelt. Come on, let's go. You know, like when you're trying to cheer up someone, put on your seatbelt, and then keeping you at the edge of the chair. That was again a good use of language. And everyone has a dream. Everyone has a vision. So these were some of the beautiful language that I heard her speak. If I missed out something else, I'm sorry. Okay, now let's look at our first speaker, Khurram. His speech, great idea, great speech. And of course, we heard the evaluation. So very well done. Thank you. I loved some of the words that he used were bread and butter for his family. I mean, we are not really talking about bread and butter, you know, but then it is basically saying that, oh, as a teenager, I have to find a way to feed my family. And then from college, from university, I reached. So when you start something with from the same word repetition, it stays in people's mind and it emphasizes well. And that was done well. The way I speak, the way he speaks, I speak. The way he talks, I talk. So it was like telling us what he was trying to replicate. And maybe he could have added one more to make it into a triad, but it was well done. Okay. You yourself, you and yourself. That was the takeaway, right? And then learn anything, anywhere. It could be cartoon, sorry, my spelling. Okay, cartoons. Or I just felt that maybe you could just say that keep your mind, eyes, and ears open to learn. You know, I would have had a better impact when you said that. Okay, some recommendation was, I don't know, when you're doing prepared speeches, on a platform like this, what the hell, you know, it's an idiom, I know, but is there another word that we can show anger or frustration or perplex? You know, I'm perplexed, right? So how do we use that? Maybe you can look for another word there. And then take over. You were saying take over in reference to what we can take back. And so that was something that I wanted to highlight to you. And now looking at the evaluations, the evaluators said, hooked my attention. Yes, the way he started hooked my attention. And I liked how Talaji said, I like your openness and purity of speech. But I was thinking, can he just say, your vulnerability was well explained, you know? So the same thing could have been told differently is what I felt, but it was that's comment. And elasticity of time, our Saira was beautiful speech, great content, and span of life. Oh my, the exclamation that came out of it. And what was that ingredient that allowed them to stretch their time? It's basically giving a visualization to the whole concept, you know, of time and what it goes into it. Great use of language there. And then value of time is what we accomplish in life. Yes. Time is a slave, life is a master. And she ended out very beautifully where she said, I believe time is a toast and life is a toastmaster. And self-depreciation, of course, for me, coming from finance, when I heard depreciation and when she says self-depreciation, very beautiful word for me. I thought most of the time we put ourselves down, and I think that beautiful word to say that hey, let's not depreciate ourselves. That means let us not put ourselves down. What we're doing is good enough. And in fact, we are doing very well. So that was a good word. Self-depreciation was a good word. Recommendation was just one place I thought I heard I could have taken a leave, So I think is redundant there. So just I could have taken leave would have been just that. That's one comment there. And then evaluations, a lot of good facts. I love the fact bring in the occurs and bring in the character. That was something that was well done. My voice was down today, yours wasn't. Oh, and she even had a voice modulation there. So beautifully done. Thank you so much for the evaluator. And you were calm, composed, and there were a few more things, but that's a good alliteration. And even if you don't know it, you can do it, So it's a good play of words there. And walk walk your way too, This speech was great motivation for all of us to do what we are supposed to do, keep healthy. She had many words that I couldn't really keep up in time because suddenly I was told to even evaluate. So I was trying to multitask there, but sweet tooth, memory, health, and something she said, that was also very well done. Cut sugar, cut fat. Actually, we're not really literally cutting sugar or cutting fat, right? But it's basically to put a picturization to say that when you cut down on something, will benefit from it. And make sure there are no hypermarkets on the way. That was a very beautiful way to end. Great. I thought it was great humor to end it that way. And looking at the evaluators, this evaluation was very good, great use of language. The one thing that I picked up was the project was great message and was great, story was great. So it was like a triad and also an alliteration in combination. And our TT had great topics. I just couldn't take everything in because I think we are running late of time, but I just got a couple of them from his own beginnings, and he had a lovely quote in the beginning. And I think that is something that all of us need to take back, is that, attitude of gratitude is something that we all need to be, we need to inculcate. And I would like to specially thank this beautiful bunch of Toastmasters here to have given me to stretch myself to do a language evaluation. Language is not my strength. And so allowing me to do something that I'm not good at is something that I'm very thankful to the whole club for giving me the opportunity to do it. Okay, thank you. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Savarna. So next we have the man, and the only man who has the power to actually say, please stop speaking. Toastmaster Tala bin Hamid for the report of the timer. So over to you, Toastmaster Tala.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saad. So I'll try to be as brief as possible. I won't report the individual times because all of the speakers and evaluators and the table topic speakers and the recommendators and the commenters, they were all within time. This has to be some sort of record. So congratulations, everyone. I will also report that we started right on time, thanks to the initiative by our president, who insists that we start on time. The opening intros and the practice to invite many guests to introduce themselves perhaps delayed the opening segment a little bit by a few minutes. And then we had the keynote and the speeches and everything. But we could have been further behind schedule. So some of that was recovered due to the initiative shown by the TMOD. He ensured that there were quick transitions and some of the things were skipped. But overall, we are not doing too bad in terms of timing. We are 8 to 10 minutes behind. Given the fact that we have 3 speeches today and also a keynote. I don't think, I believe that everyone deserves a round of applause for staying within time and contributing towards this. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster, Tala. So the next we have the person who will count the R's and Ums of the meeting, Toastmaster Khurram. So over to you, Toastmaster Khurram.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The I would say that the people have taken the challenge in a very nice way, and it was very tough for me to find the R's and ums and the pauses. So the Cynthia had taken only 4 R's. All the speakers have taken no R's has been counted. For myself, when I was speaking, I was not getting reported for any R. There were 2 long pauses from my side, 2 long pauses from speaker number 2 and speaker number 3, only 1 long pause. In the table topic, only Suhail Khan take 10 R's, and then Farhan took 1 and Rosalyn took 1 R. Overall, it was a great participation from everybody. Thank you very much for that. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Khurram. So now is the time for my report as the G of the meeting. Number 1, it was my first meeting that I actually attended from the start to the end. Thankfully, no mishaps happened. So overall, I believe it was a marvelous meeting. The innovation with the lead evaluators, and the Geek of the Week, and all others were quite spot on. We started the meeting on time, which is again a big achievement. We had a large audience, and still after more than 2 hours, we still have a nice audience. So that's quite excellent work by the XCOM and all. The keynote speaker gave us that inside scoop of TED, which we all wanted. So it was quite engaging, informative, insightful for all, I think. The table topics, the thing I liked about that was the pattern of the speakers. First we had the experienced speaker, and then we had the guest and the non participants of the meeting. So yes, excellent work by our table topic master. And now for some points to work upon. Yes, the meeting began on time, but maybe the transitions could have been better managed. So we would have would have also ended on time as well, even though we had 3 speeches, a keynote, table topics, and all. So that would have been even more better. And also yes, the language throughout was marvelous. The words, grammar, and everything was quite spot on. But few places, maybe some words were there which could have been avoided or also changed as well to maybe more you can say ethical or yeah, things like that. But again, that's just me wanting to nitpick. Overall, marvelous meeting. Totally enjoyed it. And now it's over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Saad.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saad. It's wonderful general evaluations you have done, and hats off to you. But you was given the 5 minutes and you took the 17 minutes to complete your general evaluation. But having said this one is, who is a vote counter? Toastmaster Tala. Could you please make the announcement of the winner?
Yes, I will. But first, I'm floating the poll for the best big three as well. So please vote while I make the announcement for other rooms. So today, our best speaker, just a few seconds. Yeah. So today, our best speaker goes to Toastmaster Mubina Rauf. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Mubina. You will get the certificate.
Yes. Our best lead evaluator goes to Toastmaster Khurram. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Khurram. I think you left already.
Yes. Our best
table
topic speaker. She's here. Yeah. Our best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Anna Marie. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Anna.
And finally, the best big three goes to, surprise, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Saad. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Saad. By having said this one, we must have to thank first to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have a great day today, and He is providing us the sun, light, food, and everything, and we are unable to express our feeling, do the justice to say thank you to God. So we must have to have the habit to thankful to the God all the time. By having said this one, let me hand over control of the lectern back to the president of the club, Toastmaster Seshadri. Did you enjoy the meeting? The credit goes to the general evaluators. Give him a big round of applause. Since we are late, so I will conclude the meeting, but stay tuned with us now. After the conclusion, we'll talk and we'll get the guest comment. By this, the meeting is officially adjourned, but please keep with us.
So 686 would go to her.
So let me have the guest comment